Welcome. Convention starts now. Tonight, we are going to complete our two-session pre-convention workshop about Tefillin. Last week, we were privileged to study with Dr. Ann Lapidus-Lerner, and I spoke with her today, told her that the video from last week is already out. She'd like to watch it. But tonight, we have the privilege of learning with Janet Kirschner. Janet Kirschner is one of us. She is best known, I think, for all of her financial wizardry with regard to Women's League. But she is also the co-founder of Women's League Reads and was very helpful as we were getting the next Women's League Reads off the ground. And she is a member of our board of directors, a member of the Torah Fund cabinet. She's on the finance committee. But what's most important for tonight is that she is a minyan goer and she regularly wraps tefillin. So Janet, teach us how to wrap tefillin.
Thanks, Barbara. And hello to everybody on this call. And I thought what I'd do is first I would talk a little bit about how I came to wrap tefillin, and then we can actually wrap together, and I'll talk about a couple other little practices, and then we'll say the Shehekianu and we'll learn how to take it off. So we'll see how this goes with the video, and I'll try to position my screen so you can see my arm. But the way this journey started for me, I was branch president of the Southern New Jersey branch of Women's League, which is now part of Mid-Atlantic region. And I was branch president from 2006 to 2008. And I did not wear a talit. And for my, when I was discharged from office, my executive committee, and in particular Eileen Rubin, my past president, gave me a wonderful gift of a talit, which I have here. It's a beautiful Miriam's talit, embroidered silk. And I started wearing, so that was 12 years ago, I started wearing the talit whenever I, was appropriate in shul. And then 10 years ago, my synagogue, Bethel of Voorhees, New Jersey, started a women's minyan on Wednesday mornings. It wasn't just for women. Of course, men could attend too, but we encouraged the members of sisterhood to attend this minyan. And what was great about it is that the Chazan, Elisa Pomerantz Barrow, who is going to be our convention Chazan in residence, she was instrumental in the starting of this women's minyan. And we would listen to her daven during the minyan versus when the guys would do it and they would just kind of like mumble along. So it was really a beautiful service. So I started attending that morning minyan. That was 10 years ago. We also had breakfast and study at that minyan, and we still do it to this day. We've done it every week for 10 years. And then I started, well, I guess it was about 8 years ago, I lost in a short time, I lost both my parents. So I started going every day as much as I could to minyan. So I became a really regular minyan goer. And I started thinking about tefillin, and I inherited my father's tefillin. This is the bag that it came in. And I thought, I'd really like to try that mitzvah. But I'm a very deliberate person. And I said, well, I have to learn properly. So 3 years ago, I signed up with the Chazan's Bar and Bat Mitzvah, Talis and Tefillin program. So I was the oldest one in the class because it was all the Bar and Bat Mitzvah parents and the Bar and Bat Mitzvah students and me. And I attended that a couple of times, and that's where I learned to wrap tefillin. And I attend quite often on mornings, and I wrap my father's tefillin, and it feels wonderful to do that. So for those of you that have tefillin, why don't you take them out? There's 2 boxes. And mine are very old, as I indicated, since they were my father's, and they're a little bit worn. And the tops of them, they all kind of have a protective covering, but I don't know if you can see that. My protective covering is not very protective. But there's 2. There's the one for the yod for the hand, and it's a solid. You'll see the solid top. Does everybody see the solid top of their yod box? And then there's the Rosh box, and it has, I'll take the cover off. It has 4 different sections. And the way you can think about this is that the head, or the Rosh, has 4 sections for the 4 senses that are part of your head: smell, hearing, taste, and sight. And the yod, which is for your arm or your hand, is associated with 1 sense, which is touch. And that's how you can differentiate between the arm or the hand and the head. Now, when I come into Minyan, I put my kippah on, and then I put my talit on. But I'm not going to put it on tonight because it'll get in the way of showing how I wrap the tefillin. So I won't do that. We start with the arm or the hand, which has the solid top. Does everybody have that? Okay. Now, as far as your jewelry and things, like I always wear a watch, and I wear it on my weaker arm, which is my left arm. So before I come into Minyan in the morning, I take my watch and I put it on my right arm. And then, and you do this standing up, but I think it might be easier for you to see if I'm sitting down here. And then I take my, again, you're going to do that. You're going to wrap it on your weaker arm. So if you're right-handed, as I am, you're going to wrap it on your left arm. If you're left-handed, you wrap it on your right arm. And you're going to start, you start with by lifting up your shirt. And I'm always cold, so I'm always wearing at least 2 layers in shul. And it gets kind of tight when I have to push up my shirt, and I push up my sweater because I'm too cold to take the sweater off. But I work around that. And then everything's bound up, so you want to unravel it. Does everybody have their arm ready to go? Kind of hard to see here.
And Janet, I have people muted, but do you want me to unmute them so you can have more dialogue, or keep it this way? And also, if people want to make a comment, you can just press unmute on your thing, on your.
Yeah, how about if they unmute themselves to make a comment? That way,
Okay.
But
Feel free to do that if you want to.
Take questions.
Kathy wrote on the chat.
Yeah.
She also has her father's tefillin.
Oh, that's beautiful. Okay. So does everyone have their box? Okay, the one that's going to go on their arm. Is anybody left-handed, or is everybody right-handed on the call?
So Janet is left-handed. Our other Janet is.
But I know.
Okay.
Oh, you both are?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, so we do have a couple of
Fine.
left-handed. Okay. So the idea is to open up the space so that you can slip your arm through the space in the straps. Does everybody see that? And you're going to slip your arm through the space and position it about halfway between your shoulder and your elbow. And then you're going to tighten by pulling on the strap. Rabbi, maybe you should unmute them and people can ask questions.
Is it on the top, on the side?
No, it has to be on this side.
On the side?
Everybody else I unmuted. And
First is on
I
the-
feel
Okay.
badly because I know how to wrap tefillin, but I think I'm going to go along with all of you and take mine out too.
Like this. Is there-
Okay, Eileen, what was your suggestion?
Okay.
If they put it on speaker view, it means that you're bigger. It's not,
That's a good idea.
Yeah, really, I
and they
can't.
can see you better.
Oh, they can do that.
Yes.
Right, every person can put it on in the, mine's the
Okay.
top right. It says speaker view or gallery view. And I think speaker view is good because then well, if someone else speaks, like right now, I'm probably big, but I'll shut up now and you talk and they'll see you.
Okay.
Click on
So you want the box to be facing toward your heart. So it's kind of like sitting on your bicep
Got it, got it.
on
Okay,
the inside, facing your heart.
okay, I'll follow. Thank you.
And you can then once you have it set tight and make it as tight as you can, it's almost like the idea is when you take these off, that you're going to have imprints in your skin for a few minutes after you take them off. And that's okay. You want to make it as tight as you possibly can. Otherwise, they really loosen up very quickly and easily.
When I look at yours, your box is facing your wrist. Is it supposed to be pointed toward the heart?
So the kesher, the knot, faces your heart.
The knot faces your heart.
Oh, the knot.
Yeah, but
So
But is the, is
No,
the
the,
strap should be above. The strap should be on your bicep.
but the box itself, the part that is not attached to the strap, should the box that is not attached be facing your heart or facing your hand?
so you have it, from what I can see,
you
I
have
think
to
you have it
cut-
backwards.
Backwards? Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Debbie, yours has to come down below, Debbie.
And just let me see your, where the knot is.
The knot's right here.
Oh,
Here's the knot and here's the box.
No, you need to basically put the knot closer to the, you see this?
Yep,
Need
I
to
got
put You need to push the knot up to the box and
got it.
right.
But does it matter which way the box points? Okay, so it's away from your
it's
body.
towards the hand. It makes it
Okay.
easier to wrap.
Yeah.
Got it.
Okay, now you can wrap one, now you're gonna wrap 1 or 2 times around, basically around your upper arm above your elbow. Does everybody see? I'm wrapping 1 time above my elbow.
It's a big strap.
hmm So little bar and
Yeah.
bat mitzvah girls have a lot of straps and then they grow into them.
Well, that's what I was wondering. Are the bat mitzvah girls learning this along with their bat mitzvah training now?
So some are.
Yeah.
Wow, that's great.
We have a nice variety of shuls here. I don't think any of us go to the same one. What happens in some of your synagogues?
Our girls do the worldwide wrap in 6th and 7th grade,
Wow.
and they are encouraged to do it when they have to attend Monday and Thursday minyan before the Shabbat of their bat mitzvah. And they are encouraged, but they are not required.
That's fantastic.
The
So
girls- The girls in Norfolk participate in all the classes with the boys. And on the Thursday morning before the bat mitzvah or bar mitzvah, they come to the morning minyan and they all put on tefillin.
Wow.
And was that the case in Charlotte?
They're all taught, but they're not required to go to a morning minyan. So
Ladies, I forgot to have you do the bracha. So you don't take it off, but I'm going to show you after I unwind them. I get out my tefillin and I say, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kadeshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lahaniach tefillin. And you should have a cheat sheet that came with the Zoom call that should have these blessings on there. And I usually kiss the box and then I put it on. Sorry about that.
And if you notice,
So
men's
we-
club's insignia, their logo and our logo are both on that cheat sheet because we're really doing this together now.
we worked with Creighton.
Okay, so I wrap one time around above my elbow. You're wrapping towards your body. And then we're going to wrap 7 times between your elbow and your wrist. And one way you can count the 7 times is to count the days of the week. Or you can say the verse, Poteach et yadecha u'masbiach l'chol chai ratzon, with that 7 words, or you can just count to 7. So, and again, making it tight 7 times, wrapping it toward your body, toward you. And if you have any like skin, you're not really skinny, it comes between the straps, your skin. But that's okay.
Skinny.
I tell you another little trick of the 7. There are also 3 fathers and the 4 mothers. So you could say Abraham, Yitzhak, Yaakov, Sarah, Rivka, Rachel, and Leah too.
Oh, good.
Good one. I like that one.
Okay, so after you have 7 times around, does everyone have it 7 times around?
I'm gonna do one more. All right, now I've got it.
Okay, then you look at you see my hand, you take it between your thumb and your index finger and bring it up on the top of your hand and just wrap it around as many times as it'll go. This is you're just holding it in place so you can do the head box. This is just temporary. Does everybody see that?
Mhm. You're not hooking it under any of the straps. You're just wrapping it around.
No,
Okay,
just wrapping it around. Use your thumb to hold it.
okay.
Okay. Now we're going to take our Rosh and hold it and say the blessing. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kadeshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu al mitzvot tefillin. Praise are you, Adonai, our God, who rules the universe, instilling in us the holiness of mitzvot by giving us the mitzvah of Tefillin. And I kiss the Tefillin. Now, make sure that the straps are all unwound. And it looks like this. And it's like a double, this is supposed to be like a double dollet in the knot. And if it doesn't fit, it's very tricky to get that to be adjusted, but perhaps your rabbi in your synagogue would know how to adjust it if it needs to be adjusted. Rabbi Green at our synagogue does that. And then it goes over your kippah. The box rests on your hairline. And here, let's see. I want to show you how it looks in the back. Does everyone see how it looks in the back?
No, I just see your
The
kippah.
top of your head.
We can't see the bottom.
Oh, let's see. I don't know how this is going to work.
You could turn
Well,
around.
just
Just
let's
tell
see.
us how you got it to stay on there.
okay. Can you see it?
So Janet, I think
Yeah.
yours might be backwards.
Oh, really?
Could it be?
Really?
Didn't look right from the picture.
No.
Well, mine has this little cover. You want me to take that off?
Yes,
Okay.
that's
Yes,
the
take the cover
protective.
off. Look,
Oh, good.
that's the protective. Okay,
Oh.
make sure that the black straps are up all around.
Mm-hmm.
I guess if you were a guy, the back would come at the end of your hair, around at your hairline.
So Janet, you don't have
Am I
Janet.
missing something? Yeah.
in Montana, you, right? That's where you are, I think?
Yeah.
I lost you now in the picture. Okay. I
I
don't
am.
think yours is tied.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm wondering. It's just two loose straps. That's what I'm wondering.
Yeah, it looks like
I
someone.
have a knot. No, I have a knot.
Not Janet Kirschner, Janet Tatz has,
Oh,
so you need to find somebody or go on YouTube and get that. You have to put the actual
Yeah, let's see that knot.
pressure.
I
in.
think it's wrapped around the front. Take it off and see if that unwraps that front piece.
let's see.
Oh, okay, I get it. I think I'm beginning to see. Thank you. Yeah, I got it. I think I see it. Okay. Yeah, it was, I didn't realize, I didn't know that was part of it. Okay. This is something I've been wanting to do for many years, but nobody does it around here. Okay.
You're a trendsetter.
Okay, so the front goes
I
on your
hope so.
hairline in the front.
Yeah, okay, I'm getting much closer now. Now I have.
Take your time and then make sure your knot is like on the back of your hairline at the base of your head.
Yeah.
And then
So
the
I-
two straps,
Mhm. Yeah, so it
the two
needs,
straps come in the front
okay,
with the black up. And they just hang down straight.
okay. I'll do the best I can.
And then you say, as per the card, you say, Baruch Shem Kavod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed. Does everyone have their head, the Rosh on?
Janet, is it too small?
Yeah, it is. That's
That
what I'm
needs to
trying
be
to figure out
adjusted.
how to loosen it up a little. I see.
It's pretty tricky to loosen it up.
Yeah, I don't think I want to do that, but I'll just keep following along as best I can. I can't imagine.
See if
the
you can
man-
just put it on.
Yeah,
See if it'll just go on the top of your head.
yeah.
That's the tricky part of the worldwide wrap, when people are trying to put it on and it feels uncomfortable as it is because you're not used to it. And then even more so when it's not your fit.
Yeah, it's definitely too small, but I'll work on that later.
It's lucky I'm borrowing my daughter's and we have the same size head.
Wow.
Who is that, Debbie?
Yeah.
Okay.
I love that
All
you're
right, now,
yours. So nice.
okay, now we're going to go back to the hand and unwrap the hand.
All 7 wraps?
No, just the hand part that's around.
What was it?
Okay,
Leave the arm the way it is, just
okay.
the hand. So you see how it's coming down between my thumb and my index finger?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, then you go across, go behind your hand to your middle finger. And remember, you're going to wrap toward your body. And you're going to wrap around your middle finger 3 times.
Janet, can you move your,
And each time you wrap,
yeah, that's better.
okay. By the way, I took my watch off, but I leave my rings on. I wrap around my rings. And then each time you wrap, it's at the top of your index finger. You're going to say the lines here. Ve'erastiach li le'olam. Ve'erastiach li b'sedek u'bishma u'v'chesed v'rachamim. Ve'erastiach li b'emunah v'yadata et Adonai. So you wrap 3 times. And what that is really beautiful. It says, I will betroth you to me forever. I betroth you to me with righteousness and justice, with love and compassion. I will betroth you to me with faithfulness. Then shall you be at one with Adonai. So you wrap 3 times. And then you come up to around your ring finger. And back down below your middle finger. And then you come up over your ring finger, and this time you come down between your index finger and your thumb. And you've made a V.
Mm-hmm.
And then you come up over your hand and come down, and you've made a shin.
Can you repeat that process?
Yep.
I was with you.
Okay, I'm
on
going
the
to take mine
index.
off. Okay. You come across behind your hand. You go above your middle finger. You're going to wrap 3 times around your middle finger.
Then you're wrapping down toward your hand.
Down.
Okay.
Yes. Then you come up above your ring finger. So now you're going to wrap 2 fingers together. First you wrap 3 times around your middle finger. Now you're going to wrap around your 2 fingers.
Mm-hmm.
Then you come back up above your ring finger and come down and make a V. and come up to the top of your hand and come down, and you've made a shin.
Got it?
Okay, and then you have extra strap. You just keep wrapping the extra strap around that middle spot, the middle strap. You just wrap around and around until you use up a lot of it, and then you tuck the end of it underneath and pull it tight, as tight as you can.
So can I just add that this is probably the most confusing part, and many people do it differently. My father and I used to wrap our fingers differently. I taught my daughter, but I don't know how she wraps it, and I'm just happy when my son gets them on. So I don't know how he does it, but I saw a picture of him at camp with it, so I know he put it on. But speaking of pictures, can I just ask, we'll be posting this video on our website, but can we also post some pictures? Do you all give us, oh, not everybody will probably give permission for pictures of you on our Facebook or on our website.
I'm okay with it.
Okay. It is okay?
Does anyone want me to do it
Okay.
again? Does anyone want me to do it another time? Or everyone have it?
I'm actually just auditing. My Tefillin are up in Boston with my son. So I'm using my dad's and he's got them. So before convention, I'll get them from him.
Nice.
All right, so everyone has them on. Now, when do you wrap? Every morning, except Shabbat. Now, you can do it in your home or you could do it at Shul at the Minyan. But you don't wrap on Rosh Hashanah, Yom Kippur, Pesach, Sukkot, and Shavuot. And Tisha B'Av, you do it in the afternoon. I believe that's the only day that you don't do it in the morning. Rabbi, am I right?
Right. That, unless it's a holiday. It's very strange to do it in the afternoon on Tisha B'Av, but yeah, that's totally correct. And you can actually do it
And then,
anytime during the day when it's light out. So if you don't get to do it immediately in the morning, just do it before it's dark.
okay.
No,
And then another
I was gonna say on Rosh Chodesh.
question?
On Rosh Chodesh, we took the tefillin off before Musaf.
Right.
You want me to do an
Right.
explanation or no?
Yeah, he didn't explain why.
Sure.
Oh, okay. So I don't know if we got to this part in Daf Yomi because it's one of the most difficult. I think we did. But it says in the Talmud that you're supposed to have 2 signs of your testimony to God every day. So I have not resolved this as a woman, but one is their circumcision and the other is your tefillin as a testimony to God. But on days when you don't need the testimony to God because it's just there, like holidays and days when you say Musaf, such as Rosh Chodesh, you take it off before that. Plus people take it off. There are different times when people take the tefillin off during Hanukkah as well. And some people wear it during Chol HaMoed and some don't. So.
I understand that's supposed to be what your father did.
Yeah, I do what I want to do. He was too much of a yucky for me, so he wore it as much as he could. But
Rabbi?
And then,
Rabbi
another
Ellen?
question for Rabbi?
Yeah. I had a question that I thought of this week when I was reading through the Parsha. This first reference to having a sign on your hand and in your eye comes with all the Passover rules. How did it move from just Passover time to every day? I mean, it would seem like, it's about eating matzah for 7 days and da-da-da-da-da. And that, all of those things related to.
Because once you get to the Shema, it says it in there as well. So there are 4 different places.
Right.
And 4 different reasons why you do it. the one that we read this week in the Torah portion is to remind us of the Exodus from Egypt. Another is to remind us of God's miracles in our life.
Right.
So it's because of since that's not the only reference to tefillin in the Bible, that's not the only reason when we do it.
Oh, okay. Just curious.
And then when you're in the morning service and you get to the Shema and the V'ahavta, and it talks about your yadecha, your hand, and einai, your eyes, it's customary to touch your box and kiss, and touch and kiss. And then in the next paragraph, you can do the same thing. So now that everybody has it on, should we say the Shehekianu
Yes.
Yeah.
together? Okay. So we'll say Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech Olam Shehekianu V'Kiyamanu Hazeh. Blessed are you, Lord, our God, King of the universe, who has granted us life, sustained us, and enabled us to reach this occasion. And we did it together. And as was mentioned earlier, you can take the opportunity on this Sunday, on February 2nd, if your shul has a worldwide wrap, and you can wrap tefillin at Minyan on Sunday. And now we're going to learn to take it off. And the first thing you do is you do the hand part. So where you put it, where you tucked it in, untuck it and just unwind, just the hand part, not the 7 parts around your arm, just the hand. And go back. Remember you had it wrapped around your hand, your palm, wrap it around again. So you're back where you started from. We're just doing it in reverse. Okay, everybody has it wrapped around their hand?
Mm-hmm.
Now you remove the rosh and find your protective cover for the rosh and put that on. And to wrap it back up, you have like rabbit ears. Does everybody see the rabbit ears? The two ends sticking out.
Mm-hmm.
And then you fold one over, and then you fold the other one over, wrapping it around the top like this. And then you take the side, it's tricky, you have to hold it down. And then you take each of the straps and wrap it from bottom to top. All the way around on one side, and then the other side, from bottom to top. So when you're done, it looks like this. And then to hold it, you can tuck it back in its bag. once you've done that, now you can unravel the part on your hand and then the arm. See, I have all my lines. And then slip the box off your arm. And then you're going to tighten it. The side with the knot is on the right. And you're going to tighten it. And then go around. So it'll come up from top to bottom. And you'll wrap on one side till it's about even with the box. And then when it's about even with the box, you switch over to the other side and come around the back and go from top to bottom. I don't know if anybody knows, but they have little scratches in their straps or on their box. They actually sell Tefillin paint, and you can buy it on Amazon. I actually did that and repaired my, I forgot to put my protective cover on. Oh, okay. Make sure you put your protective cover on before you wrap it up.
What does the Hebrew writing on the covers say or mean?
On mine, it looks like it says Jerusalem on one side. Rabbi, do you know, do they all say the same thing?
No, I was just gonna say, it probably says the company name, or if you hold it up, I could try to see if I could see it on the screen.
All right, because I'll have to unwrap it, but I will.
Oh, okay.
Has a lot of different things on it. Let's see if, I'll try that thing that gal said, the gallery view.
Or actually, I have to do that, or.
I'm not good at that. Oh, you have to.
So that says Roche, that says head.
Okay, so I'll have to take it off of that thing. And let's say here.
And the other one probably says Yad.
Oh. Well, it says something different on each side.
Oh, can you hold it up again?
I'm holding it the wrong way. Here, let's see if I can figure it out.
Okay, now you're in the screen. Oh, so that's it's called Rashi Tevot. It's an abbreviation for, I have a feeling, the company that made it.
Okay. All right, I
Tell you
see
the truth.
I see Jerusalem on one side. Okay,
Yeah.
I got that. And let's see if I can do this one.
That's another Rosh. Ayin Yud Hey Kuf. I have a feeling it's probably either the Sofer, the person who wrote it,
Uh-huh.
or
Okay.
the company.
All right, thanks. That's great. Thank you.
And nowadays, I have a plastic cover that they go into, and my son's also, and the Roche one has a built-in mirror in his, so if he wanted to, he could check to see if it's straight or not.
Wow.
The mirrors,
That's hysterical.
Yeah.
we had to buy new covers for it, and we opened it up and I said, there's a mirror in here.
Wow.
I was surprised to see a mirror.
So, and when I got my tefillin, my mother had it, and the straps were all gross and molded. And so I ordered new straps on Amazon, and my rabbi restrung it for me.
Oh, wow.
Janet,
It's amazing what you can buy on Amazon.
you needed new straps, didn't you, Janet? Kirschner, didn't you need new straps?
I ended up just repairing the one I had.
Okay.
That's when I got the paint.
Okay.
And then I just put them both back in the bag. And there you have it. You've all wrapped tefillin. And thank you for helping to continue my journey.
Well, thank you very much.
Any
Yes,
other
thank
questions?
I want to thank everybody for joining us tonight. And I want to remind you to bring your tefillin with you to convention. And we will wrap together, and we will have another Shehechianu moment as a group wrapping together at convention for the first time. Thank you, Janet. Really appreciate it. And now we know that Janet has other expertise besides finance. So I want to thank everybody. Thank you, Rabbi, for your help also. And if there aren't any other questions, I hope you all wrap on Sunday at the Worldwide Wrap or tomorrow morning at Minyan. I did find that it was easier for me to wrap at home by myself before I went public. But it gets easier and easier. It's not quite as confusing after you've done it a few times. So thank you very much.
And that card is really helpful. The card that we
Mhm. Yes, I think we may print some up and bring them with us to convention.
Yep.
But I keep one in my bag, and I pull it out as a reminder. Help my cheat sheet.
And did that come with when you signed up, did it come with the reservation, or it was sent separately?
You should have gotten it today with your reminder.
And if you look on our website under news, it's under there. It was the first thing under the news section. And also it might be under the Tefillin 101 section as well. But Debbie, I can send it to you.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Did other people have questions? Because we are slotted for
Have
more
a little
time.
bit of time. I think sometimes you just have to do it.
I assume that you have to have it on bare skin. You couldn't put it over a shirt.
I asked that question last week.
Yeah. So you're not, it's similar in a way that you're to the mikveh, that you shouldn't have a chatzitza, you shouldn't have a separation between you and the item. So that's why we take our watches off, or when you wash your hands for ritually washing, you take your rings off. But what Janet said is actually not wrong that at all, because I don't take my rings off when I put it. So if it's going to cause you a excessive financial loss by taking off your items and you'll forget them, you can keep those on. But really your clothing, you're supposed to not have it over underneath your tefillin. But I've seen people put on the tefillin and then put a jacket over it if they're really cold.
Got it.
That makes sense.
Yes.
The man that was davening at our synagogue last week, it was very cold. There was no heat in the chapel. And he rolled up the sleeve of the top shirt, and then he had another shirt underneath it. And I noticed he had the tefillin wrapped around the shirt. But I wrapped my talis around my arm to keep me warm.
Mm-hmm.
So speaking of that, my biggest problem is taking off the tefillin and not getting the straps caught up in the fringes of my talit. I have a lot of fringe at the bottom of my talit, and as I've noticed sometimes as I'm taking it off, all of a sudden I have a mess of knots between the talit strings and the strap. But Rabbi, could you say why we take it off before we daven for Rosh Chodesh Musaf?
So that was because we don't need the extra symbolization, is that the right word? Symbolizing of our testimony to God. Usually one of our, because you need two witnesses, one for men is their circumcision and the other.
That was that, okay.
So you don't need the tefillin because you have the extra korbanot sacrifices of Musaf. But I think that we don't need the Brit Milah because we're We have our covenant with God anyhow. We don't need a sign for that. And it's interesting, on Hanukkah, people take it off at different points too.
Well, people remove them at different times at the end of the service. There are like different times that people remove them. Some wait till after the mourner's Kaddish, and some are unwrapping like right after Ashrei.
So technically, you're supposed to wait until the Uvalat Zion,
Okay.
which is before Kaddish Shalem. So, because you're supposed to have it on for 3 Kedushas. So when you say Kadosh, 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 you say it 3 different times. One in the, during the blessings of the Shema, then in the Amidah, and then Uvalat Zion.
So once you say Kadosh, 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 then you can take it off, Rabbi?
In the Uvalat Zion, the last one.
The last one.
Right. I mean, some people, it's frowned upon to take your tefillin off too early beforehand. And then if people are saying Kaddish around you, it can be noisy and disrespectful. So.
I'm
Yeah.
usually the one still with the tefillin on because I'm the one saying Kaddish. So
Yeah. And this is one of my dreams, just so I could tell all of you, that for my bachelor's at Barnard, I was a religion major and I was applying to rabbinical school. And in order to apply to rabbinical school at JTS, you had to wear talit and tefillin. And I knew nothing about it, so I researched it. So it's become my passion to get women to wear tefillin. So this is really fantastic and amazing. And I think our synagogues are trying to get girls to do it, but similar to the boys that put it on for their bar mitzvah, the girls don't always either. But we have a generation out there that are now wearing tefillin, and this generation, it's continuing on.
It's a big debate between a few of us at shul. There's one person in particular who says, if we are truly egalitarian, why aren't we requiring the girls? Why do the girls have a choice and the boys don't? I go through that with my kindergarten class. Why do the boys have to wear a kippah and the girls don't? And it's, I try not to, with 5-year-olds, I try not to force anything, but it's interesting with the girls. We just haven't gotten to the point of saying this is what Jews do.
And yeah, and where are you?
Cincinnati, Ohio.
Okay. Because I find it very cultural too.
Mm.
That, so for example, my daughter goes to Ramah Rockies, so they have the tefillin available for boys and girls to wear. She wears it. There are a few more, but at some of the other Ramahs, I don't want to diss on any Ramah, but some in the more eastern seaboard where the girls are more into appearances, they don't necessarily wear them, or they might be wearing it when they're at home, but not at camp, or
vice versa.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. If anybody has any children or grandchildren in the Hagalil, New Jersey region, my daughter will help them anytime put on tefillin.
What's interesting, my daughter went to Israel 2 summers ago with USY, and she came home and she said, Mom, I miss going to Mincha or to Shacharit and wrapping tefillin. And I said, honey, they'd love to have you every morning at 7. And she said, just not the same as when you're with your friends.
Yeah. Well, that's why you all have to come to convention and wrap with your friends there.
we'll all wrap together.
Yeah.
Start a Wednesday morning minyan at your shul or any morning. And you'll find that you'll have a new group of friends.
Rabbi, I found it on the WLCJ and printed it out. So I've got
Oh, okay, good. Great.
Thank you.
And bring it to your men's club also, because I don't know if generally they know that Women's League is partnering with them on this. So it looks really cool to have both of our logos on one event that is truly showing our egalitarian aspect. And also I have to say that you don't have to be a rabbi to rap. It used to be that the only women I ever knew who rapped were the rabbis. And now I love that everyone does. So Yasher Koach, Janet.
Yes, thank you.
But yeah.
Okay. Then we will say goodnight, and I'm looking forward to seeing everybody at convention.
Registration will be opening soon.
Monday.
Monday. Register on Monday. Good
Bye.
night, everyone.
Thank you
Bye.
so
Good night.
much.
Thank you. Shabbat shalom to all.
Goodbye.
Shalom.